Good day, nerds. Welcome to the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast. This is the podcast where we dive into the world of TV and movies and we discuss the good, the bad, and the damn right ugly. My name is James, and welcome to the show. And this week we are episode 42, and we are talking probably one of the more prolific, one of the more popular children's TV shows of the 90s. And I'm rather looking forward to talking about this one. I didn't think I'd talk about this for like a while, but ironically, the way the weekend's been, I'm glad I'm talking about this now. We're talking about Barney the Dinosaur, or Barney and Friends, depends on what side of the continent you come from. So that's what we're going to talk about today. First of all, I would like to say thank you all for coming by my 24-hour charity stream this past weekend. As I'm recording this is Sunday the 28th, and I can't get my mind together. The the stream was on the Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th, which was also my 34th birthday, and we did really well. Thank you all for coming in. It was a blast. The last day was a bit of a 12-hour streams I've done. I've never done a 24-hour stream before, and it was split to two 12-hour streams. I've done a 12-hour stream before. The first day of 12 hours wasn't too bad, but the second day of 12 hours, oh boy, that was a tough one to go through. I almost tapped out to get me. I was tapped out halfway through, but the team, my girlfriend, and everyone else who decided was rallied behind me and was like, "No, come on, we're gonna get through this." And we raised £35 for our chosen charity, which was the Great Ormond Street Hospital. And I know some people are like, "Oh, it's not a lot of money," but to me, being as it was my first first ever charity stream, and raising money for charity off my own back as well, I was really pleased with that. So thank you all for everyone who donated, and thank you everybody who came by the stream. It was a lot of fun. Now, with that being said, thank you again. Thank you all for coming in. I do appreciate it. If you're listening to this, you could still donate to the chosen charity. The link will be in the description of this podcast, either on YouTube or Spotify, or if you go to any of my social medias, the link will be there in some form or another on the bio. So if not, let me know. I'll send you the link for the start the start fundraiser, the Go fundraiser website. You just go there. All you got to do is click donate the amount you want to donate, and then that's it. None of the proceedings go to me; they go directly to the charity. And I've also said as well, any Twitch, if you come by my Twitch and you subscribe to me on Twitch, anything from a payout on Twitch, 5% of that will go into the fund as well. So appreciate you guys for doing that. Thank you very much for coming in. We'll talk about more of that at the end of the podcast, but let's go straight into, I've rambled enough. Let's go into the podcast episode, which is all about Barney the Dinosaur, Barney and Friends, which first appeared on our television screens on the PBS network on the 6th of April, 1992. Enjoy the podcast, everybody. Let's go.
Oh, look, it's a great big beautiful bridge.
Come on, everybody. Let's stick this one together.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Build it up with iron bars.
There's not a lot of sound bites. When it comes to this show. I had to scrap a lot to get this done. Barney the Dinosaur. But Barney, I didn't watch it in its when it initially started. I think I probably watched it when I was about halfway through, so probably about 5-6 years old. but it wasn't on. I'm trying to remember to my childhood. I don't remember it being on like during the day or in the evening. It was primarily on during the early mornings. Like a lot of these shows, Barney the Dinosaur, Sesame Street. There's another one as well that's escaping my mind. These were all like early morning television shows, which I'd never, you don't necessarily see every day. But I don't know why they were put on in the mornings, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Um, but then there would be some episodes that would air that would pop on here and there. Usually, TV stations wouldn't have certain things there, but they had it here. So, a brief description of the show. Barney and Friends is an American children's TV series targeted at children's aged 2 to 7, created by Shirley Leach. The series was first aired, as I probably said at the start of the intro. The series was first aired on PBS on April 6th, 1992. It featured Barney, a purple Tyrannosaurus Rex who convoys educational messages through songs and small dances, routines with a friendly and huggable and optimistic attitude. The series I will talk about where the series ended. So it's basically, the show would you'd have the big intro theme, and then you would go into, this is what I remember, going on to a school where it's like an after school club. The parents drop the kids off and everyone's like, yeah, goodbye and whatnot, having fun. And then all of a sudden there's a purple Barney plushie in the middle of the room. And I can't remember if there was like a safe word or whatnot, or some sort of like people would be like negative on the show, and then all of a sudden the plushie of Barney would sporadically magically become a full-grown lovable dinosaur. And then they would start going around being like having fun, finding out what the problem is, doing small dances, and just some educational stuff, which is really, really, really fun to do, and really fun to watch as well at the same time. I quite liked watching Barney the Dinosaur. I think a lot of people growing up my age liked it. There's not a lot of shows like this these days. Because people would probably turn around and be like, "Oh, this is not good for children." You know what all snowflakes are like these days. But these are kind of like this was kind of like not one of the few shows, but it was one of those where like the actor in the suits would portray this character and everyone would be having a good time. And then you obviously had different characters be introduced through the show. So a bit of history of Barney the Dinosaur. Barney was created by, as I said, Shirley Leach, who was from Dallas, Texas. She came up with an idea for a children's program after noticing that her son outgrew We Sing Together, which is another children's show, which I never heard of. And then recognized that there were no videos to appeal to a son. Leach then brought together a team who created a series for home video called Barney and the Backyard Gang, initially released in 1988. The first 3 videos starred actress Sandy Duncan. That's about it. That's about it. One day in 1991, the daughter of Connecticut public television executive Larry why does everybody have different names? Rifkin rented one of the videos and was mesmerized by it. Rifkin then thought that the concept could be developed for PBS. Rifkin thought Barney would Barney had appeal because he was not as neurotic as Big Bird from Sesame Street. He pitched the idea to CPTV president Jerry Franklin, who then whose then preschool son fell in love with it. Franklin and Rescue pitched the idea for all their colleagues with all their colleagues with preschoolers, and they all agreed that the kids would love a Barney show. So they convinced Lidge to let CBS revamp the concept of the TV show. The show debuted as Barney and Friends in 1982. The series was produced by CPTV and Lyric Studios, later bought by Hit Entertainment, which we all know and love. Although the show was a runaway hit, PBS initially opted not to provide funding beyond its initial 30-episode run. When Franklin and others, other CBS execs learned this, they wrote a letter to fellow PBS member stations, urging them to get PBS to reconsider and send out notices that Barney. Meanwhile, the Leon Group sent out notices through the Barney fan club, telling the parents to write letters and phone calls and make phone calls to their PBS stations to show their support for Barney and Friends. By the time the yearly member station meeting, executives across the country were up in arms over the prospect of one of their most popular shows to be cancelled, facing with an atmosphere Raphael later described it like an insurrection. PBS ultimately relented. For several years, the show taped a Color Dynamic Studios facility in Greenville Avenue and Bethany Drive in Allen, Texas, after which it was moved to the studios in Ivan, California. To a studio in Ivan, California, Ivan, Texas, and then in a studio in a suburb of Dallas, with the TV series and videos are currently distributed at 9-Story Media Group under the license of Mattel Television, while the TV series was produced at produced by WNet. From 2006 to 2010. So that's a lot of jarble there, a lot there. I hope I explained that really well. So basically, in a nutshell, the success, people didn't realize how much of a success this show was going to be until there was a threat of the show being cancelled and being brought in. And being brought in was all the fans and everyone, or the public finding out that, this show is like getting cancelled. However, this show needs to stay on the air because all the kids are loving it. And if they take this off, they don't really have. This was kind of like, in a way, this is kind of like a competitor to Sesame Street, because where Sesame Street kind of dominated the kids scene for a lot of children's TV show for a long time, especially the educational side of things. But then when something new came along, like Barney the Dinosaur, the studios the fans realize, there is now an alternative to Barney the Dinosaur. But when there's an alternative show of something, the competitiveness of bringing those viewers in will make the shows better. So that's what's so good about competition in TV shows. I mean, competition in TV shows happen all the time. Doesn't matter what kind of show it is, whether it's kids, adults, teens, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, there everyone's battle for ratings is good money, and everybody gets money. It's great. But for it to be, can you imagine if this show was cancelled after its first year, after the success of it? We probably, Barney the Dinosaur could have been like a flash in the pan. We wouldn't know this, would we? We would be like, grow up other than the wiser of what the purple dinosaur with the green stomach would have been like with us. The weird smile. That smile creeps me out. I'm not gonna lie. I love Barney, but the smile, the teeth just weird me out. So the episode's format were like split into three formats. There was an opening sequence, a main sequence, and then a closing sequence. The opening sequence had the theme song with clips from various episodes through the series with a title card before dissolving into the school, which the school was only there for season 1 to 6. And then season 7 to 14 was in a park. I never saw the park episodes. I think I grew out at that point. Grew up. I was too old for Barney the Dinosaur, so we stopped watching it. I kind of drifted off from it. And then seeing that, so the children, so in the opening sequence, the children are seen doing activities occasionally related to the episode's topic. They eventually cause Barney to come to life from a plush doll, transforming it into a real Barney. Who how he appears in the children's imaginations become beginning in season 9, where Barney transforms occasionally in a clip at the end of the theme song, which I didn't know about, so I don't even know what that is, because probably between seasons 1 to 6 was probably my nostalgic era. Main sequence there. The main sequence here in the main plot of the episode takes place. Barney and the children learn about a main topic of the episode, with Baby Bop, BJ, and Riff appearing during the episodes in numerous songs themed related to the subject featuring the series. And the role of Baby Bop, BJ, and Riff have grown larger in the later seasons. The later episodes venture outside of the school to other places within the neighborhood, and in season 13 to other countries around the world. Now, I think the other I can't remember which one's which. I think Baby Bop was the yellow Triceratops, I think, and these characters started coming in as I was growing out of it. So I didn't remember. I remember the yellow Triceratops character. I think that was Baby Bop. I think, I'm not too sure. Someone will correct you on that. I noticed her coming into it, but then I didn't see the others come into it, if you know what I mean. But it's cool. You can have the main character, but then there's nothing wrong with having like side characters to help out with the main character, because you could get too old, you could get too bored or too familiar with the main character, so you need those other players to mix it up a bit, which is also really good. And then the closing sequence, Barney concludes with the song I Love You, which we'll hear at the end of the episode. And then the children say goodbye to him, leave, Barney dissolves back into his original stuffed form and winks at the audience. The first story in seasons 10 to 11 episodes end with the character singing A Friend Like You instead of Barney remaining alive, which I don't really get. I'll probably find a clip of that and just throw it somewhere. The sequence transitions to Barney saying in seasons 1 to 8 and 12 only, where Barney, who is off screen, narrates what he and his friends have done that day, along with snapshots of the episode. Barney ends the segment in seasons 1 to 2 saying I love you before the credits roll. In the seasons 3 to 8 and 12, the segment ends with a pre-recorded clip of Barney saying remember I love you and waves goodbye. So, it's obviously like, to keep it fresh, it's obviously changed through the seasons. Some things work, and then the producers and everyone is like, we'll change it. We'll change this. We'll try this for now, and then if it's any good, we'll try and like change it around and whatnot. So it's good. It keeps it fresh and it keeps it relatable. It keeps the kids active and keeps them interested in the product, because you got to keep it fresh all the time, right? Sorry, I needed a drink there. Talking is a lot. You need to drink a lot. So characters and casts. So the dinosaurs, obviously Barney was voiced by Bob West from 92 to 2000. Then Dean, can never say these names right. Dean Wint, was the character voiced the character from 2001 to 2010. People who wore the Barney suit included David Joyner, who played it from 91 to 2001, and Carrie Stinson, and Carrie Stenson, I think still plays the character now, or I think the character's done with now. And then you got Baby Bop, who was voiced by Julie Johnson, who is a green Triceratops, who was originally 2 years old but turned 3 in Look at Me, I'm 3. Baby Bop has been seen on the show since her debut in Barney in the Concert on July 29th, 1991. She wears a pink bow and a pink ballet strappers, so like the shoes, and carries a yellow blanket. She sings the song Yellow Blankie, which I actually remember, and to show how much her security blanket means to her. She likes to eat macaroni and cheese and pizza. She's the young sister of BJ. And BJ, who's voiced by Patty, oh my god, I can never get these names right. Wirtz, 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 7-year-old yellow Proceratops. So you got a Triceratops or Proceratops. So BJ was probably the one that I remember. BJ was shown on the show since had been on the show since September 27th, 1993. He's the older brother of Baby Bop, who he frequently calls Sassy and occasionally called her by her name. So, he sings the BJ song about himself, where he wears a red baseball cap and red sneakers. He loses his hat in one episode called Hats Off BJ. Pickles are his favorite food, and he tries them in various ways, such as on pizza, which, by the way, pickles with pizza is actually not too bad. And then Riff, voiced by Michelle Daites, who is an orange 6-year-old hadrosaur, who is Baby Bop and BJ's cousin. Riff has been on the show since September 18th, 2006, so this is a newer character. He wears green sneakers. His theme music is I hear music everywhere. He also loves music, and it is in most everything he does. In the episode Barney Let's Go to the Firehouse, it was revealed that Riff also likes to invent things. He created a 4-sound smoke detector. The first 3 were different alarm sounds, and then the final one was his voice. He is shown to have an interest in marching bands and parades, which I don't know. Riff, I've never seen this character, and this character sees they're all fun characters. They're all really good characters that kids will attract to. Kids won't attract to like just one character or to all characters. Some kids will just attract to one character, and that is it. They love it. When it comes to the adults of the kids, there are multiple appearances of certain characters. So you got Mother Goose, who is played by 3 different actors. You've got Sandy Waller, Michelle McCarroll, and Julie Johnson as well. You've got Stella, the storyteller, played by Phyllis Cerrillo. Tommy DePello plays himself. The mom was played by Sandy Duncan. The dad played by Bob Reed. No relation to me. Mr. Boyd was played by Robert Sweatman. Colleen was played by Claire Burnett, and various others as well. Also, fun fact for the children, the series ran over 100 children appeared in the series, with most of them from the Dallas-Fort Worth metro complex. Only a small portion of these actors have made notable appearances in media since their roles, including. Okay, so let's write these down. Remember these names, okay? Peyton Alex Smith, Danielle Vega, Debbie Ryan, who ended up being in the Sweet Life on Deck, so one of the Sweet Life Cody places. Madison Pettis, who I've never heard. I don't think I've ever heard her before, so don't take that the wrong way. Jaron Lewison, who is another actor, and then these are the two noticeable. These are the two noticeable actors I've saved for last. You've also got Demi Lovato, and you've got Selena Gomez as well. So these two, Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez, they both appeared in Barney Friends between 2002 and 2004. So really at the start of their acting careers. Obviously, they've gone on to be, amazing actors and amazing singers as well. So you cannot what was I going to say? You cannot. I had a great line there. There's a usual line that I use, but I forgot what it was called. But it doesn't matter. You can't doubt. There you go. You can't doubt their talent from where they've started from and where they are now. So good on them. Good on all these actors. All these actors are still going to this day. So keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Well done. Episodes wise, obviously it's 1 to 14 season. It's 14 season in total. A lot of episodes as well. There's about the main episodes. So Scott, excuse me. So in all, there's 40 seasons and 268 episodes. There's a lot of episodes. Let's just say, right, there's 9 seasons of Dragon Ball Z, okay? And Dragon Ball Z has 291 episodes, and a lot of those episodes are fillers as well. So, and Barney didn't really have fillers, so they were all episodes were different each time. And if you take all the filler episodes out of Dragon Ball Z, I kind of feel like this show has more episodes than Dragon Ball Z is. So you can imagine how big this show was. And obviously, the show ended in November 2nd, 2010, which is a shame, really, because I think kids shows like the kids shows that we all grew up with started dying out right towards the end of 2010, like before the tens came round, because there's not a lot of kids shows like this anymore, educational and whatnot. Some argue Peppa Pig's educational. Some people will say Thomas the Tank Engine is still educational, even though it's in its CGI animated form now. And Bluey as well. I've been told Bluey is really, really good. So we can see, but when you get like educational shows like, Barney and Friends and what's it called? I said it earlier. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. It's been a long weekend. Oh damn! Was it Sesame Street? Right? Yeah, Sesame Street. You had all these educational shows, and you don't get them anymore, which I think is a really shame, because I think kids these days could learn a lot about these, learn a lot of things about shows. I think everybody learned something of the shows and whatnot. So, but it is what it is, right? This reached out. This was, the show came from America, but it also reached out like to the UK and Canada, Europe as well, and other countries as well. So we can't give this show its due. We have to give the show its due. It's really, really good. And if they decide to bring it back, it'd probably be in some sort of animation form anyway, which a lot of kids shows are these days, which is not too bad, which isn't bad, but live action is also good than animation, if you get what I mean. It is what it is. Right, let's get out of here. I've talked enough. Let's listen to a little snippet of the show, and then we'll get out of here. So here you go. Listen close.
I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is episode 42 of the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate you guys checking us out each and every week, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. This is going to be my week off now coming up, which is great, and I'm looking forward to chilling out and relaxing after 2 hard 2 days of constant streaming over on Twitch. So and I give my voice a rest as well, hopefully. So fingers crossed. So if you want to catch up with everything, if you want to catch us up on everything on this podcast, you could check us out on social media at Multiverse of Entertainment Pod on Instagram, Mo Podcast on TikTok. You can find me on all social medias by searching the name ItzThatNerdJames on Instagram, ItzThatNerdJ on Twitter, because apparently James is too long for Twitter, so ItzThatNerdJ it is. You can catch me on Twitch, ItzThatNerdJames on Twitch. Give us a follow there for free. Come and hang out. I play video games and react to videos and everything like that, so feel free to do that. You can also catch me on YouTube as well, youtube.com/ItzThatNerdJames. We are close to 100 subscribers on YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed over there, please subscribe. If you're watching the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast on YouTube, hit the like button. We do appreciate you. I want to keep making these videos, and the likes get through the algorithm and how that works. So please like the videos, like all the videos, and subscribe for free. Hit the notification bell as well. And you can follow me on TikTok as well. I'm on TikTok. It's that nerd James on that tickety talk. You can also catch this podcast on Spotify as well. You can watch the audio form on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. I think we're on YouTube Music as well. I'm pretty sure we are. We promoted it, so hopefully it's there. And anywhere else you can find us, just type in the Multiverse of Entertainment. You can see, if you watch the video version, if you see that TV. Where are we? There. If you see that TV logo there, that is me right there. Just give your boy a shout. Give us a review. Give us a 5-star rating if you can. It helps with the algorithm as well. So I appreciate that. Next week is episode 43, and we're back on the TV shows. I thought episode 43 was going to be like my birthday episode, but technically this is kind of like my birthday episode. So we'll skip over that. Actually, no. Next week is going to be like could be my birthday episode and also my partner's birthday episode as well, which is awesome because she's a bit of a nerd as well. And we're talking probably one of the pioneering movies of all time, Star Trek, the motion picture. So tune in next week. That's going to be a good one. And we'll leave you with the music that we love so much, the outro we love so much. So have a good one, guys. Goodbye.